cultures are a very different thing. And sometimes we wonder, people who come from the same country, they come, maybe you can say maybe the same continent, do they have culture differences or they don't? I don't know what you think, but we are going to talk about that today to find out if there is some culture differences there. And also as they move and they are living in a place that they are going to experience completely different cultures. Is there some other places that they can also feel kind of like they are, in a better culture than what they experience somewhere else? So we are going to talk about this today. Before we go any further, my name is Elsie. I'm the owner of Efficient Production. I'm a writer, a speaker, a poet. And on this channel, I talk about cultures, traditions, and lifestyle. And today I have one of my best friends, Elizabeth. She is from Zambia, and she's going to actually introduce herself. And we are going to go into the discussion of cultures and traditions today.
Yeah, as Elsie said, Elizabeth I'm originally from Zambia. I live in Washington, D.C. in America here. I'm a chairperson for Women's Federation for World Peace. So I organize and plan and do activities, and also we do projects in the community, collaborate with other people. I'm also a poet like Elsie. So I'm here today to share.
Very good. So we are here because we are actually from neighboring countries. And I realize actually, when it comes to culture, we could be, maybe same, we look same, don't we? But at the same time, we could be different. That's what I came to realize. And then I wanted to know more, like, how is this? How does this really work out? So I'm going to really ask lots of questions from Elizabeth, because Elizabeth, she left one thing. She's from Zambia, yes, but also she lived in the UK, and also she lived quite, lengthy time in Korea, and then she lives here in America. So I am going to find out, or we are going to find out all about the cultures that I think Elizabeth have experienced from Zambia, but actually her mother, I think, is from Zimbabwe.
Yes.
Yeah, so in a sense, she's from Zambia, Zimbabwe. And I'm going to start from there, Elizabeth. You growing up in Zambia, I think born in Zambia, grow up in Zambia, visiting Zimbabwe, having a mother who is Zimbabwean. Can you tell us where there's some cultural, traditional things that you faced? They might not be different, but you faced, maybe they were the same, maybe from anything to anything.
Yeah, when I was young, my mother used to take us to Zimbabwe.
Mm-hmm.
As a young person, I didn't see any difference much. But my mother, certain food, she would say, oh, in Zimbabwe, we don't eat cassava leaves. She would say that.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe she'll cook something a little bit different than they cook in Zambia.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like a slightly difference, but there's some words sometimes similar.
Mm-hmm.
Like we can say inswa, and in Zimbabwe you say
Ishwa. Yeah.
So it's similar, but a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah. But most the way they cook is what they eat. They most is similar. We eat in Shima, they call it sadza.
Mm-hmm.
The way they cook it is the same.
Mm-hmm.
But in Zambia, even in Shima, the people in the northern part, they cook it very hard, a little bit harder.
Mm-hmm.
But in the eastern part, they cook it very soft.
Mm-hmm.
So even just little things, even within Zambia, there's so much
differences
differently according to the different cultural tribe.
to the tribe.
Yes.
So this is another, I think this is an aspect that I think maybe in my videos, I haven't really brought a lot of tribal things. I brought about the country, the traditions in the country. But there is another aspect that is so real in Africa, which is a tribal situation where sometimes a tribe can be so, how would you say, maybe different actually from what they eat. Sometimes, obviously, most of the time, the dialect, how they speak, can be so different. What they eat can be so different.
Yes.
Some of the traditions they follow, certain things that are like a pillar traditions are marriages, certain things that they do, rituals that they do, can be so different.
Yes.
And did either your mother or some of your family members, even in now, not back then, but even in now, do they talk about like some of the differences of these tribal things that maybe they could be in Zambia, but they are not in Zimbabwe. They could be in Zimbabwe, they are not in Zambia, or they are in both areas?
One of the, which was shocking later on when I visited Zimbabwe when I was older, is that if you have, for example, if I have a young sister or older sister, if my younger sister or older sister passed, then if I am single, then they let me marry my sister's husband. That was like shocking. Like, so one of my cousin did that. So I'm like, wow, you marry your young sister's husband, but that's the tradition. But the LC told me like usually they do that if let's say your sister didn't have a child, then you want to continue with the same family because it's like when you marry, you become one family.
A family. Yes. Yeah, that's true. I grew up with that a lot, actually, from my grandmother to my father ending up doing the same thing too. The lady he married after my mother was actually our aunt. And to a lot of people, these things, they sound bizarre. I understand. But to the culture as it is, as you know, I talk about culture. And this is the reason why I talk about them, because what might sound bizarre to you, it might not be bizarre to someone else.
Yes.
And then sometimes what we call bizarre, we have to understand why we call it that way. It's because someone thought it was. It's not because exactly it is. It's just someone thought it was strange, and someone told somebody it's strange, and everybody believed it was strange, and then it goes on like that, right? So so this situation actually was in my family quite a bit. My grandmother also married a man who was like her husband died when she was really young, and my mother was like a baby. So she ended up had to be married to this, like an uncle or like a brother to her husband, like a cousin. It wasn't direct brother, but like a cousin. And according to her explanation was because I had a little child, and at that time, there's a video that I just made, I think, and I talk about how women were more like people who stay at home and take care of the family, and they do all the duties of the family, and they were not expected to go and get a job per se to bring money, because this was a full-time job. And since my grandmother had my mother as a baby and her husband died, according to the understanding, you need someone to take care of you.
Yes.
Because you have this baby, and you can't do anything to take care of it, to support, because you are full-time taking care of this baby. So we have to provide some way of you being taken care of. And this is the way they sort of like do. It was all different inside reason. There was also that one that you just mentioned that, they you don't want to mix up the children.
Yes.
So they could be, even if they had a child or they didn't have a child, if there's children, they didn't want to mix up the children. So if they are all from like the same mother, in a sense, and when the children, they see their aunt, it's like a mother. It's not like a stranger who is coming to be with the children, but it's like another mother. So they took care of that, that way, so it's true. It was like that.
Yeah, also I know long time ago I heard they used to, even in Zambia, long time ago, sometimes they used to marry your cousin, maybe not immediate cousin, but your cousin. And we know this is not really strange. We know even the royal family in the UK
they do
as well.
They do that all the time.
Yeah, this is like, you find out that, this, culture is not just, in Africa, but also in
other parts of the world. Yeah, it's similar.
Yeah.
And we know that, when you think about, for some of you who understands, Africa is the mother of the world. And a lot of these cultures, they come from Africa. And, they might slightly differs from where they settle and, how long they have settled there and all that. But when you look back, you find out there's so much similarities to the African culture. In this world, almost everywhere, you find a lot of similarities to the African culture, because that's most of the people, they come from there and they carry the cultures and traditions and they move on. So we talk about Zimbabwe and Zambia. We didn't talk about everything, mind you. We did not talk about everything. There's a lot more. But, it's just like we are touching here, because there's a lot more to talk about. Elizabeth, then you move, you were grown then, you went and stayed in, first was Korea, or you went to UK first to live?
To live first was UK temporary. But before I go into that, even in Zambia, we have 73 dialects, but I can say 6 languages, and these languages you can really like connect. You can understand some things are different, but each they have their own culture. And even the food, the main food, we say nshima, but they can make maybe from corn. Up north, they make from cassava, or they can use soya gum. So those are differences. And then the dances as well, when they have ceremonies and this and that, or wedding ceremony, or it's a funeral, or, all these also, they're different. The way they dance. Like the southern part, they dance more with the shoulders, like the Ethiopians do. Then the eastern part, we do more the west, but the northern part is the west, but they do differently. Then the part of the west, also the eastern province, some they use the feet more like the way South Africans do, the Zulus. So within Zambia, there are different cultures. Even the way they dance, the way they cook also might be different. What they eat also, depending where they are, what they're growing, is different. But of course, when you're in the city, you might eat maybe similar food. Yeah.
So I think that also touches the same. We are talking about mainly like these two countries, but actually it could be the southern hemisphere, the southern part of Africa, could have so much similarities there, but because they are divided in these cultural differences. In Zimbabwe, I think we have, I would say maybe 2 main languages. Some, they say it's 16. The reason I don't go with the 16 is because a lot of those dialects, we can understand each other.
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't really call them languages, because I feel like if I just put a lot of effort to listen, I can understand, or I can. It's just the way sometimes they say the words, same word could be slightly like twisted a certain way, but I can understand. Like in Dao, I can understand in Dao very well. But when I meet them, when there are a lot of them and they are talking, maybe it might be hard for me to understand every word. So I want to think in Zimbabwe it's like two main languages. Even though people they think it's more the Tonga, the this, but I feel like all those languages dialect, yeah, they are similar. So but anyway, all that carries also a spiritual energy around it. That's another thing when it comes to the dance, the music, the drums that they play, the dressing that they're going to wear, all that comes with a certain spiritual energy that is infused into all this in order for them to have this according to their ancestral worship, the way they did their ancestral worship. So sometimes it follows up with what they eat. So usually also it's like what the ancestors used to eat, what they were using to drink, or how they used to dress, and how they used to dance, and this kind of thing. It goes with that. Yeah. So anything else you want to add on that part?
Because in the Zimbabwean side, in 2021, I went to Bulawayo, and they speak more Ndebele, which my mother didn't teach us Ndebele or Shona in Zambia. But after staying there for a month, I could understand a lot of
the words.
At first, you just listen, and then you say maybe the hand gestures, and then you could understand. And some words, I'm like, oh, they're really similar to some of the Zambian.
Okay. Yeah. I spent about 3 months in Bulawayo. I never could understand Ndebele. I was just tired. I just feel when my head is tired of a language and I can't hear, and people are talking to me every single time, and I just get tired. So that's all I remember. I could not, because Ndebele and Shona, they are totally different, very different. So it's really like you're speaking completely another country language, not from there. So it's different. So I didn't understand. I still don't.
No, for me, because Nyanja and Ndebele, there's some words which are.
Oh, Nyanja and Ndebele, there's some words. Okay.
Some words which are.
Okay, so Nyanja is from Zambia. Yeah.
If you pay attention, I don't think it's Nyanja is from. I think it just says the Bantu.
The Bantu tribes.
The Bantu tribes. Even some people from Uganda or Kenya, when they say something, I can. Understand. They might think I don't understanding.
Even in Swahili. And I found out in Swahili there's some words there. Yeah.
And then the common thing, like we can say mafuta, which is like oil. For us, mafuta can be, you can say like oil for the hair, oil for the face, oil for the body,
oil to cook with.
So yeah. All the creams, of course, you can say cream,
mafuta,
but for us it's mafuta.
Yeah.
But also in eastern part of Africa, they say mafuta. And then Zimbabwe, they say mafuta.
Yeah.
So there's some things which are like similar because of Bantu language.
For some of you who don't know about the Bantu tribe, these are the tribes that move from north going south. Yes. And as they were moving, some of them settle in certain parts of the country. So really, the Bantu tribe is like, you can say maybe half of Africa, because they settled in many, many different parts of Africa. And these languages, they are so similar. It's like amazingly similar. You listen, you can hear the word. And sometimes it can be the same exact word. It might be different meaning slightly, something like that. But you hear the same thing, from the Bantu tribe.
Mentioning of that, even in Zambia, the Bembas and Nyanjas, there's one word in Nyanja, if you say it to a Bemba, you are insulting them. They will feel offended. But for us, it means something else.
Oh,
so I don't want to say the
name, because you might be insulting somebody.
offending someone.
Okay.
That's why the members and the Nyanjas, they're like cousins, because we tease each other, because some words, you say this means something else.
Yeah. So let's move on. So where did you go? I mean, I'm talking about stay, not like when you went to just be there for 3 weeks or something, not like that. But like where you started soaking in the life, the lifestyle, and really understand. Were you in Korea or you were in UK?
I stayed a little before I went to South Korea. I stayed a little bit in UK, and then I went to Korea for 9 months.
Mm-hmm. Tell us about that experience. What was your first? I would say, what was your first thing that kind of like, wow, like you didn't think maybe it's culture, you didn't think maybe it's culture difference, you didn't think it's culture shock, but it just make you wow, what is going on?
Yeah. The first time I went to Korea, we didn't stay long. It was like 2 weeks. We were doing some events and so that, and it was winter. Of course, that's when I experienced the real winter. We passed through UK for a few days. It was winter, but when we reached there, snow.
Yeah.
So it was the first time to really touch the snow.
The snow and feel it. Yeah.
And feel it's cold. It was cold, meaning like it cold, not the way in DC cold is when I experienced it. But then when I went back to stay for 9 months, first before going there, my friend was like, don't bring your nice slippers, because in Korean tradition, you leave your shoes outside or at the entrance. You don't need to walk with your shoes inside. Don't bring your nice slippers, because I'm like, why? He said, oh, they'll be wearing your slippers when they're going out. I'm like, what? So when I went there, the culture, like, I felt at home. I felt like it's African culture. The family oriented, the care, the closeness. Now maybe it has changed, but I'm talking of 1991. I felt at home, and then I see the way they behave. Some women, the way where we lived, because we're missionaries, we're many. They were a little bit louder than I'm used to. Zambia were more quiet, but I felt like they almost like in Nigeria and West African.
Yeah, they're a little bit, louder.
Yeah, louder. But it's like they're caring. You're going out. They're like, oh no, you know what you're wearing. It's called. Come on, I give you my thing. Just even when you go outside, of course, some maybe they've never seen when you went out in the countryside, they've never seen maybe a black person. They'll be like a shocked face, come close and then touch you, this and that. Then But in the city I was in, so when we go out, sometimes for them that time, because there were a lot of African American who went to Korea as the military. So they were thinking, I'm from American. They're like, oh, Mingu Salam,
Yeah.
Hey, come. I'm like, no, I'm from Africa. Oh, Africa. They'll buy you ice cream. Sometimes
they do.
Buy ice cream.
Yeah.
Come sit here. They will give us watermelon.
Yeah.
It's like the
African
tradition.
Yeah.
And then when you are visiting the elders, you don't go barehanded.
You carry something.
Buy some fruits, you take.
Yeah.
And you're coming. It's just, I felt really at home.
Yeah.
Than I felt when I was in UK.
Yeah. I think because I have also the experience of being in Korea, and my time there was short, but was enough to see this culture. And me, I was coming from America. Totally different. I mean, the first thing that shocked me was you knock at the door and they say, come in, come in. That one was like, because I'm coming from America. They want to know who are you and why are you there. Really, if they don't know you, they want to know who are you and why are you there. Whom are you looking for? But there, they didn't know me. Obvious, they didn't know me. I look like this, so they didn't know me. So, but they bring you inside. That was like my first, like, I'm in a different world. Yeah, it was like the first thing was like, I'm in a different world. Then I thought, wow, it looks like I'm at home. Because in Africa, despite our differences, we have this culture that is like a common culture of what you call this welcoming and really taking care of a guest.
Making sure you feed them.
This kind of
Sure you have enough food. Even if they just say passing, they can't just
you offer something always. So that was my first one. Like, wow, I'm in a different country, but as I think about it, I'm thinking, oh, I'm home. This is like, and then when you come in, they had a mat down. They let you sit down, So it was another one again, like, oh, okay. And it's straight. They go and cook. They go, if they can't cook, they go to the little grocery store, they go and get something and they give to you. They will never let you sit there for the next 1 hour without
eating or drinking,
without giving you something. So that was,
whether you have eaten already.
No, it doesn't matter.
And then even the African culture, if you are offered, even if you are full, you can't refuse food. You have to eat even a little bit. You said, oh, I've eaten already, but you have to eat. That's also part of respect for your host to say. And it's that was really shocking. But really felt
good shock.
It's a good shock.
A good shock, because there's some
slippers. So sometimes like you are going, they want to go out like nearby, they want just slippers. They say summer because they wear slippers. They just maybe grab whatever is there. You come up. My slippers are gone. Then you also grab something else.
They start like a family.
Like, you feel the closeness. If you don't know the person.
And it's sometimes some people, we have bad experience. All of us, we have had it where we meet the same people. Somewhere else. And it's totally different. I have to give a disclaimer, because when you meet some of the same people we are talking about here in America, can be completely different because of the nature of America. The culture in America is what it is. It switches people from who they are to something else. For example, I cannot just go to my door too and just open and say, come in. I live in America, so no, I can't do that. I stand there too and say, who are you? Whom are you looking for? So this is what it is, so
they say, I'm facing like, wait, you close the door and you got me get your water here. And even to give here, we can't just give like, if I give, maybe somebody maybe becomes sick,
they can sue you.
They can sue you.
There's that culture. And again, American people, please don't take this as if it's like we are hammering America. This is reality. This is reality of the nation. And this is the cultural norm of this nation. So we are talking about cultures. So we have to talk about cultures.
But so even now, because I go to Africa often, also in the city, they've changed.
Yes.
They've changed. You no longer just see. You can't just open the door for someone, because you never know.
The culture have changed too.
They've changed. But if you go like in the countryside, a little bit relax. But like in the capital city, yeah, you have to be like strict. You can't just, of course, your neighbors, this and that. A stranger, you might maybe verify, you give them whatever, but the culture has changed because the world is changing.
That's right. And actually, that brings me to say, if you haven't watched some of my videos, actually, the last video I just put out talks about that. Do cultures change? Do people change? Do we also have to change? Do we have to follow up with this? And you will see and you can think what you want to think about it. But, cultures are going to change. Okay.
We change.
Yeah, and we have to change.
When I came to America, I came to like visit for some months. Then I visited my friend who also was in UK she's American, married to a Scottish person, and then she was in the UK and this and that. So I visited, and then we went shopping, and then she told me, "Oh, may you please grab some chips?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She said our phone back and forth. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what do you mean? I can't find chips.
Yeah.
And then she remembered, crisps. I'm like, then I grabbed and said, yeah. And that was like, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he said, okay, let's, today we are going to KFC to eat chicken and biscuit.
Biscuit.
Chicken and biscuits? For lunch? Home? I just imagine chicken and biscuits. She remembered me because she was like, no. These biscuits, they're almost like scones, but they're not scones.
They're not scones, yeah.
Scones because they're not sweet.
Yeah. Because biscuits in Europe, it's cookies.
Yeah.
Okay? Americans, you say cookies, they say biscuits.
Biscuits.
So when you hear, you're going
to say cookie that time. If they will say cookie, it might be maybe.
I found out that they
have chocolate. Here we call it chocolate what? Cookies, chocolate cookies.
Yeah.
That's what might maybe call cookie. But if you say, we say biscuit.
Biscuit. Yeah.
Biscuit.
Yeah. So there's that big difference. Yeah. So we can go in there, and it's just when it comes to the words, all of us, we have faced it where you say something and, for me it was about, cream, half and half. Oh. I'm looking for cream, and I have a video about that. So you can also check it out, but, I spent almost like days going to the store and looking for cream. And I didn't find the cream until I had to ask another person and say, wait a minute, do they have cream here? And she knew. She was from Guyana, and she knew, and she said, yeah, it's called half and half. So, these things can be really twist your head up and really, when you are new into the area.
Like say pants.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody, like pants. For me, I say pants. I'm thinking of underwear. Look at the
trousers.
Yeah. And then, no, it's a trousers. Oh, yeah. On that, it's a lot of.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's like when you travel, you are open to
the changes, to the difference.
You have to change, adapt to the.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you have to adapt. You can't just,
Yeah. You have to, because otherwise you'll be like a fish in the out of water. Because and then life really won't be functional if you can't really adapt to certain things. Even the way how you speak, like we have to change from kgs to pounds.
Yeah, there's somebody
very simple like that. You have to,
You say or in short, when they say pound in short, LB.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where's it? And then kilos, is kilogram. So kg, is
yeah.
But if you say pound and in short,
I never thought about that.
LB, where's the L in the pound?
I never thought about that. Yeah, that's right.
So
I never thought about that.
Like,
I never thought about that one.
we had to
Yeah.
really like adjust because I'm thinking of kilos.
Yeah.
And then when I see LB, I don't understand what
Yeah.
LB.
What LB has anything to do with pound?
With pounds.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be B.
Yeah.
BD,
Yeah. Yeah.
like that.
That's right.
And
That's
even
right.
the spellings, all those like little things. Like
Yeah.
my son, I remember, like, I got the spellings right. Why the teacher marked me wrong?
Mm-hmm.
And it was just as simple because in the UK, favorite or color, there's a U.
Mm-hmm.
But here, they remove the U.
They remove the U.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's like all those little things.
Yeah.
There's no way. And then the other thing which was had to be like subconsciously remember is when you are writing the date,
Mm-hmm.
in short, here we start with the month,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Yeah.
we start with the
day.
So if let's say somebody was born, let's say March, let's say March 4th, let's say
Mhm.
March 4th.
Mm-hmm.
Here you put a
Fourth, first. Yeah.
and then
Mhm.
3.
Yeah.
Then, but in UK it's different.
Yeah.
So when I moved to here, I brought in like the clinic report, the child under 5.
Yeah.
Report card. Yeah. They messed up when they were recording here because they messed up the month and the day.
Wow.
So I had to later on to go to this. I'm like, no.
Oh, that's not
it. They say vaccination is this, the date
Oh,
is like
no.
this and that.
Wow, that's even more serious. That's getting to be serious now. Yeah,
So
that's serious.
all those
Yeah.
simple things you have to be. So then I made subconscious, if I'm writing the date, I'll put if it's January, I'll put a J, the January, the word, and not just numbers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
To remind myself.
Yeah, I didn't think about, or I don't know how many mistakes I made, but I did, that's interesting there.
Yeah.
That's they mess up the record because, that's serious. That's serious. So that's something to think about, guys, because, that can be a serious thing. You can mess up your date of birth and you can be in a totally different database, and, that's serious, But how about you? The everyday life when you lived, I would say just touch either one. When you were in the UK and you are in Korea, and I don't know if I should put the America now, it might be too many places, but if you can just touch, how was the everyday life, just see what are some of the things that you were noticing that were maybe either different, maybe shocking, maybe I can't believe this, things like that.
The first time I went to the short period I went to Korea, the shock was breakfast, rice, lunch,
rice,
dinner,
rice. Yeah.
And then soup, whether it's summertime, winter time,
it's soup.
Every meal you have a soup. Soup as well.
Yeah.
With your rice. And of course, kimchi.
Yeah.
Which was another thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But staying in Korea, getting used to eating the food there. So when I came back to UK, and I remember when I was pregnant, I craved for Korean food, which was strange. Okay. I wanted kimchi, which in Korea, I didn't like it unless it's fresh, when they just made it within the, let's say, week. Mm-hmm. But for them, they wanted to ferment more.
Yeah.
So it's like I craved eating noodles. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's but overall, it's just the weather different. I remember summertime. Mm-hmm. Oh boy, I will wake up, we go out and take shower. I come back, take shower, rest, because we used to do also
some work. Mm-hmm.
I come back, shower. I go out again, shower. Before they're like,
how many showers are you taking?
I'm like, it's hot. You're from Africa.
Oh yeah.
Then I'm like,
that's interesting, right? Because everybody thinks that Africa is like this, humid and sweaty and. Yeah.
So then I had to tell them, I'm like, Africa also is different. West Africa, those who are near the sea, it can be maybe very hot. But when you come to Zambia,
completely
they
dry.
call it a air-conditioned country. Because even in the hot season in the morning,
it's nice
cool.
and cool.
In the evenings, it's cool. The hot is hot and dry. You don't really like
sweaty.
And you see some higher places when you go, like where you see the land mountains maybe. But it's really nice. But in Korea, man, I was sweating, wet. But also, later on, when I went to West Africa, then I realized it's different also. It's like hot, like sweat. I remember my son was like, no, I want to go back home because I was sweating and sweating. So Zambia is hot and dry. And each country is like different, we're in the same continent, but the weather
very different.
is different, the climate is different, everything is different. So that also was like, the food and the weather was different. Then coming to UK, it's like raining. This is
all the time.
Rain, all the time. Just it can be days. And gloomy winter is like really, getting dark quickly. You find some people in UK, like the elderly, some they have homes like maybe in Spain. So winter they'll go where it's the hot.
Also, Spain is different.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
So they'll go, maybe they'll decide to go for holidays a longer period of time, those who can afford, because it's gloomy. Then I came here to America, so it was winter. I see the sun bright. I'm indoor. Then I'm like, wow, it's hot. I go outside. Oh boy. It's freezing. The sun, I thought.
There's no connection between the sun.
In England, when you say.
Oh, you're thinking of how it was when it is like
for a long time, like 16 years. So I'm thinking, the sun is hot, but it was winter. I'm like, wow, today is good. We're like,
you go to
And also summer, I enjoyed in UK. Summer is good. Mostly now, of course, mostly houses and things, you just use a fan. You don't need the air condition. So when I came here, I'm inside, of course, working in the office, rushing to pick up the kid. I go outside. Oh boy, it's like you can't breathe, the heat. And I experienced it even just the first time I came, when I went to Atlanta. I'm like, how do you survive just to go in the car? Somebody first run, switch on the car, and then go back in, and then let the car come. Like, wow, it's a difference.
For me, coming to New York, because that's where I landed, and everybody, I think I talk about this in one video, believe we don't get sunburn. Yes, we don't. But that sun was something else that I never experienced in my life, because Zimbabwe, Zambia, all those places, we have heat, but it's not this humid and concentrated heat. It's like you feel some breeze, and it's hot, and it's like, and always evening, it's cool. Morning, it's cool. So you have that middle of the day thing. And when I arrived in New York, it was July. Anybody who knows that July in America, in most parts of the world, in most parts of America, July, it's hot. And I realized I had a sunburn right on my forehead. I didn't know what that was. It was just like sudden, I'm touching, oh, what is this, Oh, you have a sunburn. Sunburn? Me? Me having a sunburn? How's that? My skin doesn't get sunburn, But I think the shock, because this is the thing. I was coming from Zimbabwe, which was winter. So that was actually an additional, because in Zimbabwe was much more cooler. It was winter. And then I'm coming completely, like I'm coming from this cold place to a real hot thing. And I'm just put there, and my skin couldn't take it. So it's one of those. How about let me before we go to the closing, because we are about almost to close here. What is your experience with the people, in particularly in England? Like some of the things that you observe as you go about your business, maybe going to the store and this and that, just your experience with the people.
Yeah, what I can say. It has to be like a different another topic, because
so we'll have to have another talk again.
Another talk. What I can just say, one time, I went to the shop. The person is from India, so we're joking, African, yeah, this and that. He was talking about also heat, because people think Africa. Some people now, thank God, with the media and that, now people are opening up. They're traveling some, or somebody puts a video on YouTube and they can see, Africa is different. So he was thinking, one is hot and this and that, this and that. And then they were like, oh, you have been here for a long time in UK. What's how do you find it? We're joking with him, like, Africa is not just a country, it's a
continent.
It's a continent, and it's not as hot as you think. It's not hot throughout. We have winter. We have cold season as well. We have like maybe 3 seasons, like in the central part, rain season, hot season, and cold season. So we're joking. I'm like, how about here? He said, here. He just shook his head. He said the 3 W's. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean?
What does that
mean? Yeah. Mean weather, work, and women. He said it's not stable. You're lucky.
Weather, work, and women.
Because the weather, talking of when it's winter and the rain, when it's just like drizzling
all the time,
2 days, 3 days.
In the middle of that, you need to go to work.
And then work is work.
Yeah.
Every minute
you are working.
You're working. And this and that. And then women said, oh, yeah. There's something else.
Yeah.
There's something else. Just it was like a joke. But
like people are more like I want to think like outspoken.
No, when I came to America, even before I came where I worked when I was studying, I used to go and help one guy. My boss had a little business, a furniture business. He used to design and sell their own furnitures there. So I used to go help. My friend was doing accounting because I was studying accounting. So he traveled from UK, London to Paris for business meeting, and he sat with the American woman. When he came back, he's like, I'm not going to go to America at all. They talk too much. He said, from departing until we landed, this lady kept on talking. He said, oh, no.
And
so then I came to America a little bit, and she's like, oh, no, your children, they went to America to study a little bit. They should let them that American English. But it was funny. But our daughter, like, I'll go to America. But he said, not America. So when I came, I found out like they're more, a little bit louder, I can say. They're more, I can say, maybe on your face.
Talkative?
Yeah, they will just say.
Oh, they are straightforward. They just say what they want to say.
Reserved a little bit. They might be find the ways around to say it, but they'll just say the way it is just on your face.
So how was that for you? How would you compare Africans, Europeans, or British Americans? What are the contrasts there of their cultures and their ways, their lifestyles, their, maybe it's a vast question.
That one is vast. Vast. We will do another topic. But just
so as you can hear right now, I think we are preparing maybe many different other sessions to come up and kind of like, because we really didn't go deeper into the British and the America. We talk a little bit more about the Africans and Africans, but we didn't talk. Okay, the video just stopped for a minute. So we were just talking about, if you are like in Korea, in the countryside part of it, you are going to be stared a lot. People, they are going to look, because a lot of the people, they haven't seen a black person. When you are in the city, maybe now it's getting better. I want to think maybe now it's getting better. You know, the military people, the people just, vacationing, and, I think Korea is opening up a little bit more now. But before then, it was really a big thing. The stare was a big thing, okay? So
we will share that, because those days they used to go to what they call public baths, where, that's another story.
So as you can hear, we are not going to go any further. Some things are just going to come later. So we are going actually to close this video right now and just, invite you to look at more videos where we talk about cultures, traditions, and lifestyle, and keep just looking forward to hear more about what we are going to come up with, because we are going to bring more videos about these things.
And so subscribe.
Yeah, please subscribe. Share, and also ring the notification bell so other people can also just enjoy. As you can see, we are just really just like living room setting. We are talking, we are just enjoying, we are laughing, we are enjoying. There's no hammering anybody. It's just really understanding one another. I believe this is understanding one another, and we need to continue this, because, that's the only way we can understand one another. As my videos, it was a lot of not understanding. I didn't know a lot of things, and it was some of it was not good, but if you can learn, that'll be good. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Elizabeth, for being with me today, and thank you for watching. And for those who are new, please subscribe. And those who are been here with me, please share the videos, and also ring the notification, and also put that like to be good. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.